That's right, folks. 2026 SHOT Show is here. Yeah. And we got a lot of stuff to cover. So let's light it up. All right, folks, we're here at the Gun Owners of America booth, and I got to say, first of all, thank you, Kaylee. Thank you, Ben, for joining us, and really appreciate you guys taking time out of the busy schedule here at SHOT Show. I know it's a lot. These first 2 days have been absolutely insane. First of all, how's SHOT Show going for you guys?
It's going great. I mean, we love anything that celebrates the Second Amendment, that helps us forge stronger alliances. You know, we've got our big, beautiful lawsuit right now. And so, the movement that we can have and the momentum that we have from that to hopefully get rid of the NFA is top of line priority for us.
Absolutely. Now, I got to say, I've really enjoyed Goals over the last 2 years and watching it grow, and really appreciate you guys putting that on. It's been a wonderful event. What are you guys looking forward to the most going forward with the Goals event?
So it's our 50th anniversary this year. So there is a ton of surprises coming. Our members are not going to want to miss this Goals. We've got just an incredible speaker lineup coming out over the next few months. Incredible vendors, workshops, kid zones, everything that you've come to know and expect just turned up to top-notch volume.
There we go. I absolutely love that. Now, you guys have done a ton of work, especially in the last couple of years, getting legislation passed and really protecting the Second Amendment and the rights that we all appreciate. And I want to ask, a lot has been, accomplished, especially in the last year. Obviously, with the tax stamp fee going away, which has kind of changed the game. From a retail perspective, which is, kind of how I look at it. But I guess from an ownership perspective, and I think a lot of the consumer's mind has kind of shifted as far as ownership and what they think is possible now. What I want to ask, though, is what is the next step? Where do we go from here? And what's coming up next?
Well, I'd say the next step is, one, stopping any of the anti-gun Democrats from passing a bill to reinstate the $200 or even more tax stamp. We're focused really hard in Congress on that right now, and stopping that from happening. But beyond that, it really is about proliferating suppressors, SBRs, AOWs, all of that into the civilian gun world so that it is more common. It is more common use and that people are comfortable and it's normalized so they can't ban them in the future.
Exactly. And I got to say, you guys have worked harder than any organization I've ever seen in my lifetime as far as keeping the rights of the gun owners and keeping the gun owners of America, no pun intended there, at the forefront of the importance of what you guys do. And that really means a lot to me. I mean, growing up, I've watched a lot happen and a lot, go down. And firearms have always been a huge part of my life. But seeing an organization grow, especially as much as you guys have over the last several years, really means a lot. And I want to personally thank you guys on behalf of all the gun owners out there. Now, as far as going forward and what's next, what can all the gun owners at home and all the people watching this video, what can they do to help?
So from a membership perspective, we are a grassroots army. And so the stronger we are is based on how many members and activists are among our ranks, right? So joining, staying involved, staying active. We have 6 major events happening across the country this year. We have Goals, we have our outdoor overlanding event gear, we have Women's Range Day. We are changing the narrative with our Safe Range Day, which is completely destroying the anti-gun left's argument of what domestic violence looks like, and that survivors can be emboldened and empowered. We have Guntoberfest, Arizona Freedom Fest. There's so many ways to get out, get active, get involved, get plugged into a good group of people nationwide that love America, love our Constitution, and are fighting for not just our rights right now, but for future generations.
Absolutely. Now, what event is coming up next? What's next for you guys?
So the first one on the docket for us is the Arizona Freedom Festival in Phoenix, Arizona.
And when is that going to be?
That is the third weekend in March.
It's going to be a lot of fun. And so where can people go to find out more about Gun Owners of America, become members, and also find out about these events?
Yes, gunowners.org has everything you need.
Gunowners.org, folks. We're going to put the link in the description below. And unless it gets flagged, and then I'll take it out. But you guys know where to go, all right? The rules are changing all the time, and that gets frustrating too. I guess on that, and that wasn't something that I was going to ask, but how do we, how do we combat that? From my perspective, I do social media and media marketing, and it seems like the deck is stacked against us all the time. So it becomes increasingly frustrating, and I guess it's easy to give up, but I want to encourage everyone to stay ready and stay vigilant, because we're all in this together, and that's what I try to impress upon everybody. So I guess what do you guys think we could do as far as that goes, and as far as keeping our heads up and not getting down about all this?
So just from a base level, and then I'll let Ben speak to anything that is from a legislative level, but a baseline level is, support those who support you. There are options out there with Rumble. I don't think that we should abandon any of the kind of mainstream platforms, because ultimately our voices matter, and those companies are companies, and they're going to want the income, the ad revenue.
Oh yeah.
And so we just need to be, as individuals, very cognizant, and also there's a tremendous amount of power with voting with your dollar. And so being part of a coalition, being part of a group, all of those things matter, and where you spend your money matters, with good people who truly support not just your rights, but that long-term vision of what we want for the country.
Exactly.
Yeah, to add on to what Kaylee said, talk to your congressman, talk to your senator, make your issues known. They have people specifically for that, and if you bring it up enough, they're gonna also investigate these companies. YouTube has been brought in front of Congress before to talk about the Second Amendment, talk about the First Amendment. These are important issues that if you reach out to your member of Congress, they will address.
Absolutely. Kaylee, thank you so much. Ben, thank you so much. And thank you guys so much for what you do. I can't tell you how much it means to me and to all the gun owners out there, for what you guys do and the effort that you guys put in. It doesn't go unnoticed. I know at times it can seem like that, but you guys are really the ones doing the hard work, and we really appreciate it.
Thank you. It's all thanks to our members, truly. Thanks for having us.
Absolutely. Now we had to come see my main man Jamie here at the ATI
Thank
booth.
you, TC.
And Jamie, I gotta say, last year this was one of my favorite things and one of the most exciting things that we got to take a look at. And now they are coming out. But I gotta say, there's a lot more options that you guys have come up with this triple barrel shotgun.
Yeah.
Than I originally expected. I thought there might be one or two, but
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Now this is the next one that you guys are going to be shipping.
That's correct.
What have we got going on here?
Today we have our triple barrel over under. This will retail at $889. What you're looking at is a 12 gauge version in 3.5 inch chamber, 18.5 inch barrel.
Oh.
It does have a mechanical trigger. Excuse me, everybody, you're gonna go nuts for me doing this online, but I want to hear it. So it fires the three sequentially, and the big question is, what is the firing rate? It is lower right, lower left, then top. So it's a mechanical trigger. As fast as you can shoot, as fast as they'll go out the barrel. For you turkey nuts, they do come choked. They come with a full set of 5 chokes in the box. They are interchangeable with the Beretta Benelli mobile pattern.
Nice.
Again, $889. This one and its long-barreled sister, same price, will be out next week, which is about January 28th.
That is fantastic. And I got to say, I am so excited. Now, you've got some other stuff that you're going to show us. Let's go take a look at that.
I'm going to also, TC, let you do the B-reel or and do a look at what's coming out in August, which will be some bottomland models,
Ooh.
which will be some synthetic furniture models. You guys will dig it.
Yes. Now, Jamie, you've got something interesting here. Wait, that's a Glock right there.
But it's a cool Gen 6, man. All jokes aside, everybody, it's Jamie from American Tactical again. And what we got coming out for you is a Glock magazine extension. This extension will retail at $59.99. You'll be able to use your current Glock mags, and we'll offer a version that will come fully built. The fully built version will include a magazine that is locally sourced. Full auto rated, 50 rounds in any Glock magazine platform.
Wow.
So that does mean your G-Force pistol. That does mean your PCC from Smoky Mountain Gun Works. Anywhere that you get a Glock magazine, you could add another 33 rounds to that thing.
That is fantastic. Now, you might have said this. I might have missed it.
Yeah.
Now, is that going to go on any size Glock mag? Will that
No,
fit?
it'll
Okay.
only go for the Glock 19 or Glock 17. Very
Gotcha.
good question. Glock 19, Glock 17, and 9mm get you up to 50 rounds.
Oh
And it
my
is
gosh.
retail $50. We're looking at this release in 5 weeks from today.
That is fantastic. Oh my God, that's exciting.
We know for a fact that it's going to run flawlessly with manufactured Glock magazines. We had no problem there. And then also, believe it or not, KCI was another brand that it runs great with. No flaws.
That
So
is-
look forward to these at Smoky Mountain in about 5 weeks, everybody.
That's so exciting. Thank you, Jamie. All right, Jamie. Last but certainly not least, what have you got here? Because this looks really cool.
Okay, everybody, this is our 7.5-inch 5.56 Alpha Max pistol. You may own this. Smoky Mountain sold thousands of these. This one's special for one reason. This one comes out of the box installed with the Franklin BFS3 binary trigger. So what we're talking about here is 60 rounds with 30 trigger pulls. Out of the box, ready to go, $749.99, available next week.
My gosh. With the BFS trigger. And
Franklin-
say that price one more time, please.
Yeah, no doubt. $749.99 retail, BFS trigger installed, 60 round magazine, flip up sights, AR-15 pistol chambered in 5.56.
Dude, that is nothing but fun right there for under $1,000. That is absolutely outrageous. I think y'all are out of your minds, and I love it. I love every bit of it. Jamie, thank you so much for joining us, and thank you for taking time out of your busy schedule here.
Anytime for you guys. You know that. We love you. Have a great show, everybody. Come check out American Tactical.
All right, now we had to stop by the 1791 booth, and we've got Justin here with us. Justin, thank you so much, man. And super excited. Now, I got to say, I did a video with you last year here at SHOT Show, and it was kind of the early stages of 1791 Industries and the new technology that you guys are putting in some of these accessories. And it absolutely blew me away. The weight was absolutely insane. So kind of tell us how that's going and what's going on with that stuff.
Awesome, thanks. A little over a year ago, we gained access to this proprietary new metal that allows us to make some very ultralight gun parts. Like we said, talked about last year, something that's very important to me is that we don't just make another ultralight AR, because if you walk through the show, you're going to find a lot of dudes that are making an ultralight rifle that has like a carbon fiber wrapped barrel. Maybe they're using like polymer lowers and uppers. Maybe they have a bunch of lightning cuts. And what all that ends up doing is that just creates an ultralight sporting rifle. It's not a duty rifle anymore. We really wanted to bring something novel to the market in the world's first like ultralight duty rifle. And the best way that we found to do that is by attacking it metallurgically and not by just changing Eugene Stoner's design. If Eugene Stoner had access to this metal back in 1957, he would have used it. So what we have here, these are all LRM4s. This one here, I'll just go ahead and grab this. I'll go ahead and let you hold that real quick. Now that feels,
Oh my gosh.
well, that feels like an off-the-shelf rifle, right?
Yeah.
Like an AR-15 with nothing on it. This is fully set up and ready to fight.
Right.
We have a D-ball on there,
Yeah.
Surefire Scout. We have like an MRO. These things are a heavy little optic. Let's go ahead and weigh this thing. So this guy weighs 6 pounds and 11 ounces right off the gate. That is a 13.7 combat profile pin and welded barrel. So it's not some ultralight pencil barrel. That's an actual fighting rifle barrel. Now, we have gone through several iterations of testing and design changes, and we've gone through several iterations of changing metals to make sure that we hold true to the original design intent of what we're trying to do here. We're not just making an ultralight rifle, we're making an ultralight duty rifle. And because of that, we've had to change the material on the handguard. We also had to change materials on the upper and lower receivers just through different testings. When something is ultra light like this, the first thing people think about is like it doesn't make sense in the mind, right? When you pick up this thing, like why is it so light? It doesn't have things about it that would make my mind believe that it's light. Like where's the polymer? Like where's the lightning cuts? So it's kind of like it's hard for someone on video to really understand it without just like weighing things on the scale. Now, when it comes to like answering the question of like how do we know it's tough, we've gone through several iterations of mil-std-810 drop testing, and like that has brought about things that we need to tweak, things that we need to change. How do we make it an actual duty rifle and make it not just as tough as a normal duty rifle? How do we make it tougher than a duty rifle? So our new handguard design, through the design changes and the metallurgical changes that we've made, this is actually somewhere between the strength ratio of 60-61 and 70-75 T6. So it's actually stronger than most handguard designs out there. Some of the things that came with the design changes through the testing is we added anti-rotation tabs because our handguard is bolted directly to the barrel nut. And what I found in some of the testing that we did, after long durations of use, sometimes that barrel nut will want to clock itself a little bit and change a degree. And then if I'm running an iron or if I'm running a PEC, that's going to change my point of impact. So we added these anti-rotation wings to fix that. Something else that we did, this is more of an aesthetic thing, but if you're going to pay good money for a rifle, the little things matter. We actually changed our handguard extrusion. We bought a whole new handguard extrusion die so we can make a little bit thicker profile so that we can go back in through the back of the handguard and counterbore it to match our barrel nut perfectly. And what that does is it gives us a perfect indicator to go off of to make sure that we have a flush fit between the upper receiver and the handguard. That's actually like every one of those that you find, they're going to be like, plus or minus a couple thou of an inch.
Wow.
Just because like those little things matter.
Yeah.
So let's go over here and do some scale stuff. So here is a market charging handle. So 1.4 ounces, our charging handle,
Oh my God.
0.9 ounces. So it weighs less than 1 ounce. One of the big things, so a market upper receiver, 6.9 ounces. Our upper receiver, 4.8 ounces. So, like every little thing counts. It's the stacking tolerances, right?
Yeah.
If you change out a handguard, you're going to save some weight. If you change out the handguard and the upper receiver, you're going to save a heck of a lot more weight. If you change out the handguard, upper receiver, and lower receiver, and you build a complete rifle out of this stuff, you will have a complete rifle that weighs like 5 pounds. So here's a 15-inch handguard, 9 ounces ish. Our 15-inch handguard, 6.6 ounces. So big weight savings. Going back to talking about the testing a little bit more. Like I mentioned earlier, we've gone through several iterations of mil-STD-810 drop testing. What's also a part of that mil spec is also extreme weather and extreme like saltwater spray corrosion testing. The current military spec is like 200 hours of saltwater spray. Something needs to withstand that.
Wow.
Our products can withstand over 1,000 hours of saltwater spray.
Jeez.
One of the other things that people ask is like, okay, if it's not aluminum, well, what is it? So this is 5th generation metallurgy. It is called a metal matrix composite. So the metal starts out in a sintered format, and we can actually ratchet the ratios depending on what we need to do. For instance, like this metal is different than this metal is different than this metal. And we've ratcheted all those formulas to make sure that we're not just meeting, but we're exceeding the current expectations in the market for what that material can do. For instance, our receivers, the strength factors are right between 7075 T6 and 304 stainless steel as far as what it can withstand.
Wow.
For instance, like our hardness is like a little bit higher than 7075 T6, but our ultimate tensile strength is much higher than 7075 T6. It's actually closer to 304 stainless as far as what it can withstand. We've also pushed this through several iterations of machine gun burn down testing. There's not really a mil spec that articulates that, but that's just kind of like a known standard. Like it's like everyone knows you got to push your rifle till it pops. So we put it on a registered machine gun lower receiver and just shot it till it popped. I've done that multiple times. It's a great time. That's part of the reason why I love my job. I get to just like blow guns up. But yeah, just like in every single instance, the rifle failed the way that Eugene Stoner designed it to fail, which is the gas tube melted, or in one instance, a barrel blew out in a safe manner. But yeah, it's been a great time. Something else that we did that is really more like, okay, in a controlled scientific like testing arena, how does it perform? Great. Now what I want to do is I want to take all those scientific controls, throw them out the window, and I want to just put it in a real world test. So we took 4 rifles and we took them down to a 5-day small unit tactics class at Tactical Response. And we pushed these things very, very hard through a week-long simulated war zone where we all basically we pretended like we were contractors in, Afghanistan. And we just annihilated these things. So 5 days, 1,600 rounds on each rifle. All of them survived. They weren't treated nicely, getting tossed around, dude falls down, trips, rifle hits the ground, whatever. Just all those variables that you can't really put into a scientific test. We wanted to take a combination of scientific testing and extreme real world testing to see how this stuff is going to survive. So it's been a fun ride. We're in a really good spot. We have a lot of the small parts that are available now, like the hand stops, charging handles. Hand guards will be available in a few weeks. We're running production on those right now. And then the receiver sets, we just started cutting on those, and those will be available, I would say, 7-8 weeks from now. And then the next step from there is we're doing some vertical integration, working through what it looks like to armor these into complete guns and sell complete guns. So
that is awesome.
For those of you that are curious on what's the pricing going to be? The complete rifle, we're trying to keep it under $2,500 right now, based on all of the projections that we're looking at for the cost of the armoring. This is probably going to be $2,400. What you're getting for your money there is basically, I like to call it a mil spec plus. The first LRM4 is going to have a 16-inch chrome-lined hammer forged barrel with a mid-length profile or a mid-length gas system. It's going to have a 1-in-7 twist, and it's going to have a Hansen profile, so a continuous taper all the way down. So it's not a pencil barrel, it's not an H-bar, it's kind of in between, and it helps that balance when you're driving from target to target on those transitions. So let me grab the complete LRM4. So this is essentially what the complete LRM4 is going to be. Has the same barrel profile. The only thing that's going to be different is it's going to have a closed tine flash hider like this guy. I just didn't have any more closed tines to put on this this display gun, and it's going to have a matched combat trigger. So it's not going to be like a 7-pound mil spec. It's going to be a little bit better trigger on there. But yeah, let's go ahead and weigh this thing, because this is a 16-inch rifle, right? There we go. So 5 pounds and 6 ounces.
Wow. That is insane.
One of the other things that people also ask, actually, there was a Delta guy in the booth last year that was saying, like, well, like, what's the balance going to be like? Like, it's going to drive different because it feels like lighter, right? Well, what else I'll tell you is this: in that 5-day simulated war zone, that small unit tactics class that we did, I was running my rifle all week, and there was an evolution where we needed to do a pre-planned ambush, and we needed to swap rifles, right? And one of my buddies that was running one of the LRM4s, he swapped out with a dude that had magnified optics because we needed to be in different positions. And when they switched, I wish I would have had that on camera because the guy that was carrying the lightweight rifle picked up this 16-inch rifle with an ACOG and a can on it, and made out of aluminum, and he was just like, "Huh." And the other guy that got the lightweight rifle, he picked it up, he's just like, "Oh my gosh." But yeah, all week while I was actually running this exact same configuration. I was running a 10.5 with this red dot. This was the barrel from the class, and with irons on it. And like, you get used to it. You know what I mean? I was turning and burning, like very easy to transition from target to target, especially because it's lighter weight. It's so much more agile to move from target to target, and it's very controllable. So, but yeah, a 1791 Industries in a nutshell, man.
Heck yeah. Justin, that is super exciting, and thank you so much. Now we're going to head on over to 1791 Gunleather and check out some new stuff over there.
All right.
All right, so now we're over here with 1791 Gunleather, and I got to say, that's probably been one of our favorite, and at least one of my personal favorite, and one of our best brands as far as holsters goes in our store. You guys make an incredible product. Now, you got some new stuff here for 2026. What have we got going on here?
Cool. Well, hey, thanks for having me. It's quite the conundrum, right? We're 1791 Gunleather. We also have 1791 Industries with the ultralight gun parts. One might think, like, how does that all come together? Well, I think the best way to describe it is, like, in a joking way, I like to say, like, I'm kind of a combination of I'm like the nephew of John Wayne and John Wick. I love the old school stuff. I love a lever gun. My first gun ever was a Browning BL-22, lever action 22 rifle. And I grew up in the country. So many times I just throw a pocket full of 22 shells in my pocket, go out in the forest and just like shoot birds all day long. So amazing childhood. But I really love leather, and I really love doing very like interesting and modular things with leather. So new to 1791 is our knife sheath line. So what we've done here from a strategic standpoint is I looked at who makes some of the best knives in the world that people really love for a good, sturdy field knife. And then we just took that concept and we said, okay, now how many of those guys make an awesome sheath that comes with their knife? And the sad part is not a lot of them. So this is an SE5, probably one of the more legendary, more modern field knives out there. The SE actually comes with a fairly decent sheath if you're more of a tactical guy. It comes with a really nice Kydex sheath. But a lot of dudes that are more of like a backcountry frontiersman hunter, they want leather. Yeah. So we did this is called the Survivor knife sheath. So this is a completely modular and ambidextrous design. This one is currently set up for right-handed vertical hip carry. It has this vertical hip carry placard that you can hang it from the belt. Now this is completely ambidextrous, so what I can do is I can back out that screw, and I can then use that mounting screw. I can swap everything around to carry left-handed, and then the knife will be oriented in that direction as well, because I can completely swap everything around by backing out these screws and making it a left-handed sheath. What I can also do on top of that is I can actually dismount this vertical belt mount placard, and I can carry this scout carry behind the hip just like that. So essentially it's dealer's choice, however you want to set it up, or it might be based on what you're doing. You might not be, elk hunting in Montana. You might just be like, going out camping with the family or whatever. You want to carry it in a different function. One thing that I like to do, like when I deer hunt, I'll just reverse the thumb snap to be facing backwards, and I'll carry cross draw on this hip, because on this hip I usually carry some ammunition and a revolver.
Right.
And then that retention snap is then facing that way. So when I'm walking through brush, it's not going to get snagged on brush and unsnap.
Yeah.
So we have a ferro rod loop right there, and we have another ferro rod loop on the back, depending on where you want to carry it. Or if you dismount your vertical belt loop, you're not going to lose your ferro rod because there's another storage spot there. And this handy little pouch, you can put whatever the heck you want in there. You can put a sharpening stone. You can put some like a fire bundle in there. Something that I really like to do is I put a set of elastic gloves in there for when I'm deer hunting. I don't need to be like which pocket did I put my gloves in? They're just right there on the sheath. And like basically when I need the knife, I need the gloves. So it's kind of like everything's right there. It's like peanut butter and jelly. Over here, you've probably seen this in my back pocket. This is our Frontiersman. So the other knife sheath was called the Survivor. This is the Frontiersman, a much more sleek and elegant design, completely ambidextrous. You wear it horizontally on the belt, kind of like at an angle like that. You can carry it left hip. You can carry it right hip. You can do reverse grip draw. You can do cross draw, however you want to do it. And we do this guy for the Benchmade Bushcrafter 163 series, and we also do one for the Mora Knife Companion.
Nice.
Now, the Mora knife is kind of an interesting cat because it's made out of Swiss steel. It's awesome steel, but it's just kind of like a cheaply made, mass-produced knife that comes with an equally, mass-produced kind of a cheap sheath, right? This sheath for the Mora knife is $25, so it's the same cost as a Mora, right? But you know as well as I do, if you're a Mora guy, you have 10 Moras, because if you break one, in our instance, you can actually just take your other Mora and put it in that sheath. Bob's your uncle. So, but yeah, we do this for the Benchmade Bushcrafter and for the Mora Knife Companion. And then for the Survivor series, we do it for the SE5. And then we did one for the Buck Model 119. Probably the most legendary field knife there is.
Yeah.
All right, so looking over at our hunt line, last year we launched our 1791 hunt line, and we've kind of doubled down from there. We started off with like 12 gauge. We do, I think this one's Magnum rifle, and then we do large rifle. We do belt slides. This is the way that I carry ammo on my belt when I deer hunt, because I like to carry my brush gun's a Winchester 94, and I'll carry a belt placard right there with a few reloads right there and ready. But when I'm sitting, I like to use my Mauser 98, and I have a scout scope on there, so I have our butt cuff on my Mauser 98, so I have a few reloads for that. So something else that we did is rifle scabbards. We do two sizes of the lever action size. We do one for a trapper with a 16-inch barrel. We do one for a carbine with a 20-inch barrel. One thing that was really important to me on our scabbard was a lot of times the strap loops are like just like a swivel or a piece of metal that's sewn on there. I wanted to make that integral and a part of the scabbard. And literally what I told our designers was, do the same thing that we do for our BH holsters. I want that same belt loop for the up straps on our scabbard. So
yes.
Just awesome construction. We also do a scoped rifle one, which we can show you in a little bit here. But yeah, simple strap sling. Basically everything on this wall has a story on where it came from and why, because this is all stuff that I personally like to use. For instance, our simple strap sling. This is made out of one-piece leather. We put basically stitching in the side just for show, but this is one-piece, very thick leather. And this is meant to kind of mimic like a milsurp sling, but just very good quality, modern construction techniques. But the story of the origin from this is like when I was a kid, my grandpa had like a bolt-action Marlin 22 that he just had sitting in the corner just for protecting the homestead from critters, right? And one day I wanted to get one of those for my dad just for a birthday present, just so he could be like dad, because my grandpa passed away recently. Anyways, I went to every sporting goods store in my town. I couldn't find what I was looking for, just a simple leather strap. So we designed one, just a simple strap sling. This is awesome for a rimfire. I actually have one of these on my Mauser 98 just because it makes it feel more milsurp-like. But yeah, everything has a story. Let's go look at the bolt action scabbard here.
Oh, that is gorgeous.
So not everyone deer hunts with a lever gun. I understand that. This guy will fit up to a 26-inch barrel with like a standard hunting scope, like a 3 to 9 by 40, maybe a 4 to 12 by 40. If you have like a 50 millimeter bell or ultra high rings, I'm sorry, it's not going to fit in this. But one of the things that we did here is we actually, for the retention flap, we're actually using a Fidlock coin cell.
Yes.
So a magnetic mechanical locking closure. It'll actually lock under its own weight. And then when I need this thing, I'll just grab that flap, pull it down, and pull up. And then inside there, we actually have some suede padding for like to protect your scope. So this guy is literally shipping to the warehouse right now, and we'll have our scabbards available very soon. So I'll swing back over here. So now earlier I said like I'm kind of the nephew of John Wayne and John Wick, and up until now we've really kind of kept those two concepts separated. But I'm really kind of playing around with the concept of bringing them together and putting leather on tactical things. So this is our TLRS, or tack leather rifle sling for short. It's designed to be a modern tactical sling, but it has suede shoulder padding right there, so that really feels nice when it's riding against your shoulder. Or especially if you take out some sling slack and you're transitioning to your other shoulder to come around a different corner, that sling pulls against your neck. If you're a shooter, you know what I'm talking about. But that suede feels so much better than ballistic nylon, bro. So
absolutely,
all of the fittings are actually stamped out of leather instead of being plastic, because if this plastic tri-glide snaps, your sling's coming apart. You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah.
But this leather is not going to snap like plastic will. And then our grab tab is actually made out of leather too, so I can rapidly make a minor field adjustment if I need to like shoot around a different corner. It's a lot easier to just grab that tab and cinch it down. I need to go hands-free, just like that. So yeah, this is our TLRS, or tack leather rifle sling.
That is fantastic, and I am super stoked about that. I mean, for competition shooting, even like doing 3-gun stuff like that, I think that is a phenomenal option for when you got to sling your rifle. You maybe have to go up a ladder or something like that. That is amazing.
So now that's just the beginning. So what I'll say is just buckle up and see what happens in 2026, because we want to do some more stuff like that. And actually, those became available right before SHOT Show, and they actually sold out, and we had to like rush more to production. More will be available like literally right when we're coming back from SHOT Show. So far, people think that's pretty neat.
Heck yeah.
Now, over here, I just want to show a couple of things. So one of the things that we got feedback from on our butt cuff was like, that's awesome, I have a large rifle, but what about us lever gun guys that have a pistol caliber rifle? So this is our butt cuff for 38 357. And since the tube takes more, we needed to put more loops on here. So we kind of changed the design a little bit. Instead of having stitching between each, we actually have that loop kind of weave in and out so we can stack them closer together. So this will fit 8 38s or 357 mags on there. Same as before, we have suede padding. Bob's your uncle. Now, I don't know about you, like I'm a dad, I got a young boy, he's just starting to shoot now, and I got him a Savage Rascal. Awesome little blaster. Single shot, very fun. One thing that I noticed is that the comb height is a little bit low on that Savage Rascal, and he can't get a cheek weld, he had to get a chin weld. So I talked to our lead designer, I'm like, bro, could you hook me up? I want you to take our 38 and 357 butt cuff, and I want you to zap it with a shrink ray and make it smaller so it'll fit the Savage Rascal. So that's this guy, this cute little guy. This is called our Youth Rimfire butt cuff. It's designed to fit small single-shot youth rifles. I actually like to call them like a micro youth rifle, like your Savage Rascal, your Keystone Cricket, stuff like that. But suede cheek piece right there, so that little youngster can actually get a proper cheek weld just like dad and start learning the right way the first time. So
that is friggin' awesome. I absolutely love that. And I mean, I don't think anybody's ever done anything like that. And that's brilliant. That is brilliant. Because
it solves a problem.
Yeah, it does. And also, I mean, when we talk about bringing our kids into this, they want to be like us.
Yeah.
So that gives them a sense of pride and ownership. I'm like dad.
Yeah.
And that's a really cool concept.
There's been a lot of times where I've taken my son to the range, and I have my Mauser 98 with my butt cuff on there, and he has his little Savage Rascal with his butt cuff on there. It's just
Nice.
It's cool. It's a cool vibe.
That is awesome.
Yeah.
Justin, thank you so much, brother.
Yeah.
We appreciate you guys. Love everything you guys do and everything you guys design. It's practical and it's beautiful and it's quality and it holds up too. And we really appreciate that.
Well, I appreciate you guys. Thanks for coming by. Have a great show.
Now we've made our way to the Diamondback booth and we've got Cody. Cody, thank you so much,
Hey, no,
first
thank
of all.
you, sir.
I know it's a busy SHOT Show. Thank you for taking time out to show us some new stuff that you guys have got going on. Now, this is called the Ventra. Tell us what we've got going on here. And this is not what we would expect right now, but, well, actually, it's perfect timing,
Right.
which I'm sure is by design. So
Yes,
what do
sir.
we got going on with this?
All right, well, so you know everybody got into the suppressor industry, right? And
yeah.
we're known for our firearms, and we needed to take a piece of that pie.
Absolutely.
So come out with a 22, a 5.56, and a 300. Just knock out all the the common ones right off the rip. So our 22, just to start it off, is it's an Inconel can. It's not serviceable. The way we did our baffles, though, it does have somewhat of a flow through that cleans itself.
Nice.
Right. If you need to use 5.56 to clean it after you get that carbon buildup, you can do that. Soak it in some cleaner. Lightweight. So if you're running it on a 22 pistol, really your stock sights don't really interfere with being able to see on target.
Yeah.
So we don't make a 22 rifle, so we do make a DBX 5.7. And our main goal was really let's make something that we know that works really good on our 5.7. So it's really good 5.7 can.
Heck yeah. So that obviously means durability.
Durability, oh yeah, with the 718 Inconel, amazing can. Now, you are going to pay for that 718, but you're going to have a lifelong can.
Heck yeah. And then we've got the 5.56.
5.56. We want to keep it in the, between the 5.5 range. Try to keep it in that kind of case size. But you're going to have the pressure venting technology. Yeah. You're not going to have that as much back pressure in your face. Pull that smoke out of your way. We wanted to make sure we stay with a hub compatible because some people like to quick detach. And this also is 3D printed, 718. Does very good with flash suppression. So we wanted to make sure that we tame that, especially with the amount of night people are getting into the night shooting.
Oh yeah,
getting into night vision.
For sure, because that really messes up. And if you've never done night shooting and night vision, that really messes up your view and your sight picture tremendously.
Right.
So having that aspect is paramount, especially nowadays.
Absolutely. And then keeping everything straight out in front of you. And 30 cal, right? We've tested this. It's all the way up to 300 rum. Also, it follows suit. You're going to have your 5/8 by 24 adapter for your direct thread. Non-serviceable, and it's also going to have your pressure bending technology, Inconel can. So we wanted to make sure we had some cans from Diamondback for people to run on their Diamondback firearms. But hey, if you have something threaded with a 1/2 x 28 rocker,
yeah.
not your 9mm, keep it in there. All right, and then 5.56, 300 blackout. Go check us out.
Now, pricing wise, what are we looking at ballpark?
Ballpark. All right, so we're going to be in the 5 and some change on MSRP on the 22.
Wow.
But you just got to remember at the end of the day what it really is. It's a very, I don't want to use the word overbuilt, but it is a overbuilt 22 and still keeping it lightweight, so you don't have all that weight up there. And then I want to say you're going to be in the 9 range on the 5.56, possibly even under that, and then following suit with the 30 cal, 950, 900 range. Just talking realistic numbers.
Heck yeah. That is fantastic.
Yeah,
Cody,
and then check them out on our site. Check them out on your site.
There we go. We're going to have them at Smoky Mountain
That's
Guns
right.
and Ammo. And Cody, thank you so much. Now, we've got some new firearm stuff that we're going to check out next.
Oh, yeah. Stay tuned. Stay tuned.
Let's go see what we got.
Right.
All right. So, Cody, we've got the SDR here. That one's been out for a little while, but you guys have made some changes to it.
Yes, sir. Well, the SDR became very popular, made a buzz in the industry, and it's also leading to more requests. Yeah. So we already have longer barrel versions of our SDR 357. We have spurless, you name it, we're putting changes to it. We have night sight version for it. But anyways, we got a lot of requests for aluminum lightweight 38. So we wanted to keep the same features as our SDR. We wanted that 6-shot 38 special plus P. We wanted the push button cylinder crane link release.
Oh,
Especially, so this one makes more sense with aluminum than it does that. It's amazing. It's not just for function, it's for durability. We found in competitor testing that this was the most reliable way. So it's convenient, but it's also the most reliable.
yeah.
Now that we have aluminum, I don't want you using as harsh chemicals and brushes on your stainless, so we can separate this from your aluminum, clean this with your stainless brushes, clean this with your plastic brushes so you don't gouge up your aluminum.
Heck yeah.
So we still wanted that smooth, non-stacking double action trigger pull on our SDR. It stages nice. You still find that stage point. And then we also wanted nice sights.
Oh,
And
that is a nice
gives you something to
sight
see.
picture right there.
Now our XS sights, we just worked with XS sights. We got a night sight version for our SDR. You'll also be able to install them on this. We worked with Hogue to get this rubber grip. Now everybody loves a nice wooden fancy grip, but when you're out there shooting, that's really not your favorite grip to have.
No.
These rubber Hogues, they're very comfortable, but we wanted this to be J-frame grip compatible along with our SDR. So if you want a fancy wood grip, by all means, there's a million of them out there. VZ's got some grips. There's a bunch of them out there. Holster-wise, SDR and the 38, we found a Colt Detective holster fits like a glove.
Yes.
There's already a lot out there. There's some on our website that are personally for our guns, but there's a plenty of them out there. You'll be able to find pretty much what you need.
That is fantastic.
So talking weight, we're looking at 15.6 ounces. So we didn't want to go to extremely light. We just wanted something that was comfortable and keep that durability.
right.
You know, you start hitting that fine line, you try to get it too light. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Parts prematurely wearing, the gun wearing out. Obviously, more felt recoil the lighter you go.
Yeah.
So we just found that happy medium.
That is perfect. Now, pricing wise, ballpark, what are we looking at?
Price, MSRP's $614 on this. Now, as we all know about MSRPs, you're going to find it under. It's just a ballpark for you.
And when are these already shipping, or are they coming out?
They're already shipping.
That is
They're out there.
awesome. Folks, you need to check this out. If you're a revolver fan, you like carrying a revolver, I know there's a soft spot in my heart. That's my first carry gun was actually an Agent Special, and I absolutely love this. I mean, you got the weight savings plus the kind of updated styling and everything. I think that's fantastic,
Yep.
especially with the sights.
No-
That brings this into the modern carry, right?
Right. And no hammer to get snagged on, so it's really tailored to carrying.
Absolutely love that. Cody, you guys are knocking it out of the
Hey,
park.
man.
Thank you so much, man. Appreciate
I think
it.
y'all are knocking it out of the park.
All right, we're always excited to see what is new from Alan, and we are here with Lee from Alan. Lee, thank you so much for taking time out of your busy SHOT Show schedule to talk to us about some new products here. Now, what did you guys bring for 2026 here at SHOT Show?
Yeah, you got it, TC. Thank you so much. Brand new for us for this year. We're super excited. This is our lineup of the Helix polymer bipods. And so what's magic about these bipods is, number one, the entire foundation that these are built on. So it's a high strength polymer with a lot of glass filling to it. So it's a great balance of both strength as well as weight. So it's got a great strength to weight ratio. Fantastic for somebody that's going out in the woods doing some hunting. They're concerned about their weight and the pack and all the stuff they got. Or even if I'm at the range, it gives me just a great solid support that I don't have to worry so much about weight with. So with these bipods, they come in 4 different offerings here. So right now in my hand, I'm holding a fixed stud mount here. And just this operates similarly to some other bipods that have been out on the market historically. So got a little rotational wheel and this key here that tells you which direction to rotate.
There we go.
Up and down, because sometimes it can be hard depending on how I'm holding my rifle safely. But so run that up and down, runs these ears up and down. They capture your swivel stud that's out there on the front end of the fore end of your rifle. draws it down into the hole here. It gives you a nice, great, solid lockup. And as it's locking up, one of the things that the user will appreciate is we've got a very thick silicone, kind of this jacket or shroud that's over the top of this. And so that is the buffer between the bipod and the forend on your rifle. So if you've got a older wood grain firearm and you really don't want to put any marks on it, this does a great job of protecting it, as well as if you look at the contour here, we've taken a lot of time to plan for, you know, kind of older Monte Carlo hunting-based stocks versus something that's newer age. I've got a flat, more of a target forend that's really flat and wide. This is a great shape to fit all of those formats really, really well. And so looking at the low, like I say, the fixed version here, this is the tilt version of the same swivel stud bipod, and we just tighten her down by rotating this clockwise, so now it's good and tight from right to left. It's got about a 30-degree tilt to it, and we expect this one to be one of our higher selling units. And the neat thing, and I'm going to show you a couple other models, but the neat thing that all of these models have, number one, is our rapid adjust leg extension system here. So you can just quickly pull on this, which is really, really cool. So some scenarios. So maybe I'm, whitetail hunting, I'm in a stand and I'm looking 100 yards or so away, and I need to like quickly get those legs deployed, but I still need to keep my eyes down range. I can feel where we put the rubber texture on the front, so I know right where to hold my hand, and then I just pull that leg straight down, deploys it really quickly. To come back up, I use this little lever on the back side to adjust and go into these positions here. And I'm doing it really loudly in the show. Yes, you can use the lever and quietly adjust those in case, that whitetail buck is slipping in that's really close to you.
Right.
So that's the number one really fantastic feature that all of these products have. The second one, we've got a 180 degree, we call this our arc leg positioning system. So you can go aft with the legs here, which is very common. People that have bipods for, say, PRS or their 3-gun matches and stuff like that, but they use them in and around barricades.
Yeah.
Very popular to be able to do that. And so we designed the system so the user could use that in that way, or go ahead and just deploy this all the way up towards my barrel like I would with a normal bipod. But it's a really neat feature that you're not going to see on anything that is under certainly, $150 or so.
Right.
So these will end up retailing, MSRP will be in the ballpark of, say, $75 here. So
wow.
Really a neat feature on a price level for a product like this.
Yeah.
So those are the ones for these two for swivel stud, kind of typical bolt gun formats. Over here, we have the attachment types for people that love to shoot their MSRs a lot and send a lot of rounds downrange. Both of these models are fixed. Here I've got the pick rail version in my hand. People recognize this attachment system, very prevalent. But this has all the same features, so I have that rapid adjust leg system, and then I can come up one leg at a time. And it's really just a fantastic, very, very solid shooting kind of support for you. And then M-Lock will probably be a really, really popular unit just to the prevalence of that connection system out there in everybody's hand guards. And so this is another really neat one here. And you can get a nice look. For those that use M-Lock products, this is a nice close-up to be able to say that T-nut and the way that they slide and fit into that groove at 90 degrees to the actual slot in their handguard. So, super secure connection device. All of these, yes, even the M-Locks have openings so that you can mount your swivel stud for your slings.
Nice.
And just a fantastic platform. We're super, super excited. When your customers are out there in the store and they see them, they'll see them in very striking packaging, just like this. So when you see them, you'll know that that is a Helix bipod that you are about to buy and love.
Absolutely. Lee, thank you so much. This is brilliant,
Yeah,
and
you
I
betcha,
absolutely
man.
love it. Thank you, guys.
All right, thank you so much.
Now we had to come and see what's new with Breakthrough, and we've got Jason here. Jason, first of all, thank you so much
Thank you.
for taking time out of our busy schedule here at SHOT Show.
Appreciate you coming by.
Absolutely. Now, always excited to see what you guys have new, and you guys have got something really cool. What have you got for 2026 here?
So we're really excited about this. This is our Universal Toolbox Cleaning Kit. And this is a complete cleaning system, covers everything from 17 HMR all the way to 12 gauge. Everything in nice, compact, carrying toolbox here. Up at the top, you've got your cleaners, high purity oil, our solvent, grease, cleaning patches, silicone gun cloth, and a microfiber towel there under that. And then once you get out of all the cleaners, you open up the latch here, and each tray is going to have all your accessories in their own compartments. Everything is stored really well. So in here, we've got our black oxide stainless steel rods, aluminum rotating and fixed handle. And then our next little compartment here, we've got our mops, jags, and brushes. Everything in its own little compartment, all caliber labeled, easy to identify caliber on each accessory. And up here, chamber flag, patch holders, adapters for the different size rods, our little Q-tip type wipes, 2 double-ended brushes, a nylon and a brass brush. And last but not least, an extra storage compartment for anything else you want to have, any loose parts or any other accessories. Have it all in one kit, know where everything is. When you want to maintain or clean your firearms, just grab this kit and you've got everything you need.
That is fantastic. Now, as far as price point, ballpark, what are we
This is
looking at?
$149 retail.
Nice. And are these already shipping? They're ready to go?
These are ready to go.
That is fantastic. Jason, thank you so much, brother. We appreciate you guys.
Thank you for stopping by. I appreciate you.
Absolutely. Now, one of my favorite booths to come to is always the Burris booth to see what you guys have got going on. And we've got Phil here. Phil, thank you so much, man, for taking
Howdy,
time.
TZ.
I know SHOT Show is a busy time here.
Oh, yeah.
And we appreciate you taking time out of your schedule to come and talk to us about all the new stuff that Burris has got going on here.
Hey, no worries.
So what have we got? What have we got here? What is this?
First up, we've got, so we always have had a great luck doing these combo kits of our LPVOs with a fast fire mounted on the top. This is a new one with the RT6, the pepper mount, same as usual, but we added a new acro top for our pepper mount so that we could mount our new fast fire E on it. So
Yes.
now we've got an enclosed red dot piggybacked on top of this RT6. It's available in both the red or the green fast fire E. And this kit is assembled in the United States at the Greeley facility. So you can trust that as soon as you pull it out of the box, it's all ready to go. Tighten those 2 half-inch nuts on any AR platform, and it's going to be pretty solidly bore-sighted for you. Definitely a lot to be said for a more upright neck alignment as well. Instead of getting down low on the gun, now you can be nice and comfortable up here. You use more of a chin weld and have. I'm seeing the dot perfectly through there. Much more comfortable. Can keep my heads up, keep my eyes up.
That's fantastic. Now, is that shipping now? Is that
Yep, this
ready
is
to
a
go?
ready-to-roll system.
Heck yeah.
We were putting these together late last year, and they're on their way out the door right now.
Nice. That is awesome.
So I've got the Veracity here. These are brand new for 2026. You remember the Veracity PH that you and I had done a nice conversation
yeah.
about a couple years ago when they first came out? Well, the digital knob, some folks don't really want to mess with it, so we pulled it out. Saves you a ton of money on it. So drop a few $100s off of the price. Normally you're about $1,200 to $1,500 for the Veracity PH. This one's going to be in that kind of $900 to $1,100 range.
Wow.
Yeah. So we've got 3 different magnification ranges. 2.5 to 12 by 42, just like PH. 3 to 15 by 44, like PH. But we exchanged the 4 to 20 for a 5 to 25 by 50. So now we've got a little bit longer, more magnification range. And that 5 to 25 has a new RCT reticle. So that's going to be similar to the RCMOA, but we've added the Christmas tree. So for your precision hunters, the folks that are really wanting to get a little more information in that reticle, we've got an option for you.
Yes.
On the opposite end, the 3 to 15 and the 2.5 to 12 have a sweet new Plex fiber dot reticle. And that's actually going to be this guy. So the Plex fiber dot reticle uses a fiber optic run up through the bottom of the reticle, so it's rear focal plane, and it's pointing right at the shooter's eye. So it's really, really bright. Everybody talks about, daylight bright. This is retina searing bright. This is amazingly bright. So it's super awesome. Got that going for the folks that prefer those simpler reticles, and that'll work great for those. All of the Veracity scopes have what we call knob synergy as well. Brought that down last year with the full field lineup. So these knob synergy turrets are going to be intercompatible across the whole line. We'll be able to pull this off, do a custom knob on there, or we can pull this off and actually add a multi-turn knob. Additionally, we can do that same sort of thing with the windage turret so that you've got options. So even though we only have 6 SKUs here, you can swap your knobs around, and I think it grows to something like 15 SKUs for all the different configurations.
Wow. That's fantastic.
Yep.
Now, since this is new for 2026, when are these going to be available?
So these ones actually are available now as well.
Yeah.
Yep. We have learned our lesson, and we're doing a bunch of things to where we're actually getting a chance to test them out during the prior hunting season and actually have them ready to go during SHOT Shows. So it's really exciting to actually have product, not have any delays for once, and be able to bring these products to you direct after SHOT Show.
Heck yeah. Mm-hmm. Heck yeah. Dude, I absolutely love everything you guys have got going on. Now, I do want to talk about what we've got going on over here with the XTR.
XTR PS.
Let's go take a look at that.
Absolutely. So we're having a look. We're having a look at this right over here. They're just taking a quick peek at it. So while they're doing that, I'm going to run you through kind of the display, what this does. You remember again, as we talked about on Veracity PH, you're familiar with the PEAK, Programmable Elevation Knob Technology. So what that is, it's a digital turret that doesn't have any clicks because it's reading much finer than clicks can actually read. On Veracity PH, we're used to quarter MOA and we're reading about 10th MOA. On XTR PS, we're used to 10th mil. We're reading 30th mil. So 1/30th of a mil. So it's very, very fine.
That's insane.
And we've got a total of 19 mils of elevation travel in this side. So if I dial it all the way up, it's going to stop right at 19 mils. And for this little 22, this is a 22 caliber rifle, that takes it out to 398 yards.
Wow.
Can you imagine shooting 22 at 400 yards?
That's insane.
It is pretty wild. So what I've got going on right here is a centerfire cartridge, obviously. But we've got a few more display elements than we did on Veracity PH. So you remember our distance, we got our level, and we have our wind call. Those are all exactly the same. It works just with the reticle the same way as Veracity PH did. It's also first focal plane. But since these are our XTR scopes, they come with the SCR2 reticle. And that is a nice Christmas tree with 2/10 mil holdovers. Perfect for competition. If the batteries die, you've still got a solid competition rifle scope. But in addition to the features from the Veracity PH, we've added density altitude. You can actually toggle between different density altitude curves on the scope itself. So with Veracity PH, you could push one curve to the device and write a new curve, send it to the device. With this, you can save up to 22 density altitude curves from negative 5,000 feet all the way up to 16,000 feet of DA.
Jeez.
Some folks, I actually had a question earlier, it's like, why would you need negative 5,000? Like the lowest point on Earth is like 300 feet below sea level, the Dead Sea in Jordan. Well, density altitude is at elevation.
Exactly.
And there is a difference there. And, you go to a really cold, wet place in the middle of winter, you might run into some severely negative density altitudes. And so if you happen to be there, we've got a way to compensate for that. Yeah. And that's just push of a button. I can start out the day at 5 or 6K, and then as the temperature goes up and my density altitude increases, I can switch it up to 7 or 8K just at the push of a couple of buttons. keep my match going, and keep hitting dead on in the center of the target. Then underneath that, I've got my wind speed and direction readout. So normally I'm gonna, since I do a lot of competitions, I'm gonna have 10 mile an hour, 90 degree wind. This is written out at 15 miles an hour. But what that's doing is that's telling you, hey, this is what your wind hold is being read out for. So if you forget for some reason that you set it up for 20 miles an hour, well, right there, that's why my wind call was so high, because I set it for 20 miles an hour. Now, for this particular situation, if I realize maybe the wind is more like 7, I'm just going to cut this number in half, because half of 15 is 7.5. We also have one really cool new feature, and this is actually a patented feature for us. This is our match timer. So we put this in there because those of us that use this for competition, a couple of the product development team and myself, we were sitting in the room and we go, we've got a timeout function in here, and there's folks that are spending a couple $100 to put a timer on their scope. Why don't we just put it in there for free? So we did. We programmed it in there. We already had the timer going. It was just a little bit of software changes, and boom. Now we have a match timer built into this scope. And I tell you what, I've been using this for the last year in all my matches. At least 12 points I have gotten back because of that match timer.
That's amazing.
Normally, I'm sitting there, the timer's clicking away. RO say, hey, you got 10 seconds left, or I'm hearing my buzzer counting down my time, and I've got 10 seconds left. So I'm rushing and I'm hurrying and I'm breathing fast, and I'll rip off that shot and miss. And then 2 or 3 seconds later, the RO goes, oh, time. You had time. I don't know why you rushed your shot, bud. No more, because now I'm seeing that tick down in there. I know, hey, I've got 4 seconds left. I can breathe, I can relax, I can squeeze off my shot accurately and get my point back. And it works out very, very well. I'm really, really happy about the match timer, how well it's been implemented. You can crank that thing up to, right now it's a maximum of 99 minutes. Quite of a long match, but I have actually, I have actually used a 60-minute timer for stages before, where we're covering a lot of ground. And when I'm actually on the clock on that last stage, somehow it's down to the wire every single time.
It's like
so
they
having
set
that
it up
timer
for that.
works.
It's like they set it up for that.
Indeed.
Phil,
but yeah,
thank
that's
you.
XTR-PS. Really awesome scope, available in 3.3 to 18 and 5.5 to 30 by 56. The same platform as the XTR-3. It literally is an XTR-3 rifle scope with the Veracity PH's peak knob technology on top of it, and a few little added features for some flavor. MAP price is about $2,000 for the 18 power and about $2,250 for the 30 power.
That is really nice.
Yeah,
I am so stoked about this one, and I think I'm going to be having to be adding this to my competition gun very, very soon. Phil, thank you so much, man.
Not a problem at all, bud.
You, and have a good SHOT Show.
Appreciate it. You guys too.
Now, folks, Steiner has some really cool new stuff, and whoa, what in the world? Did you do a costume change?
I did do a costume
show?
change. Taylor Swift got nothing on me.
That's fantastic. Philip, thank you again. And what are you holding there? What do we got?
This is Steiner's new MPS-C. The full-size MPS has been really, really popular in the enclosed pistol optic game. So now we're going to do one in a much more compact footprint. This fits on the RMS-C footprint, so super easy to fit on just about anything that takes that footprint. This is going to be for your micro compact pistols, your P365s, your Beretta APX-A1 carries, your Glock 43, 48, et cetera, et cetera. Super easy to get mounted. You got those 2 screws that are easy to access. Side-mounted battery, which actually does not have too much of an issue on signature, so it doesn't stick out too awful much. Solid battery life on this guy. It does have an option for shake awake, but you can turn it off. Personally, I'm not a huge fan. I would rather run it constant on. Yeah. And on brightness level 5, it'll run for about 20,000 hours.
Wow.
Way longer than I could possibly need. You get a look down there through that dot. It's a 1.6 MOA dot. Even though it is small, it is actually quite bright, so really easy to pick up there. Looks fantastic. The Steiner glass is definitely known for its clarity and sharpness. And since this is an enclosed dot, it's completely sealed from the elements as well. Very, very robust, very rugged, and I'm sure you can kind of tell that window is huge.
Yeah, it
For
is.
something that fits on the RMSC footprint, it is a really big window with a really light signature. Not a whole lot of you don't have a big, thick mailbox type appearance to it.
That is phenomenal. Now, this is a new addition for 2026.
Yes, sir.
Are these ready to go?
These ones are not, since they're coming in from across the sea in Europe. The Germans are building them out right now. I think we expect to see them probably around April-ish.
Nice.
But we all know how that goes. Shipping can be a little delayed sometimes, but that is where they're coming from, and we cannot wait to get more of these to test out. We had them out at the Beretta Range Day on Sunday, and it held up phenomenally.
Heck yeah. Now, price point, what are we looking at for this?
Retail on this is supposed to be like $575, so I imagine that's going to put MAP at about $499.
That is fantastic for something with that kind of footprint. And I got to say, I love the profile of this thing.
Yeah, it looks good.
It is absolutely growing on me, and I am digging this. I think that that might be what I end up going with. Dude, that is super cool. I'm excited to see these coming out. Phil, thank you so much, man. We appreciate you, and thank you for showing us all the new
Not a problem
stuff.
at all.